Aboraboy, this is Olu Fakola Dev Idin Kaifa Temple. We welcome you to our IJUBA Temple service. We thank you for joining us. You could be anywhere, but you are here with us. So I want to begin with morning prayers. If you are near your Ifa, please greet your Ifa. And if you don't have Ifa, then please put your head to the ground. Let us begin. Mojuba Lorun, Mojuba Leda, Mojuba Lorumare, Mojuba Bobo Rumane, Mojuba Bobo Imale, Mojuba Boy, Kuntembili, Solomare, Mojuba, Oshungode, Mojuba Gode, Mojuba Fragramus, Mojuba Tom, Mojuba Flori, Mojuba Kala Oriente, Mojuba Felipe Calueto, Mojuba Kunjobi, Mojuba Mili, Mojuba Shamana, Mojuba Shalanko, Mojuba Sunade, Mojuba Eshubi, Mojuba Sejimanare from the Discord, Baba Tia Paraturu, Mojuba to all of our elders, Mojuba. Yeah, my mother Catherine. Mojuba Catherine, Mojuba Baba, Baba, that means Mojuba. To my Baba Ifa, so lag by the Popola, Mojuba, Baba Ifa, Irao Ifa, Mojuba Baba Ifa, Jose Abola, all of it, Mojuba, Felipe Garcia, Mojuba to all of our elders. Ajogbe. Can you hear people's please and settle please? Can you hear people's please and prove please? You talk to them, sure this talk is completely absorbed. Can you hear people's please and settle please? And every five, can you hear people's please and prove please? His name is Shodan. You talk to them, sure this talk is completely absorbed. His name is Royshana. Royshana, you're the one who wants it. The first Muslim can have felt some impression. Strike for systems rainfall. Go for systems downpour. It is whatever that gave it a point. Two tells us or take accept. Whatever the big red tells us or take accept. All what I tell you, if I please accept and approve them. Share. Autorete. To show gratitude upon gratitude, Zaba gratitude. To display benevolence upon benevolence is the Alba benevolence to evidence your gratitude. Yes, there is benevolence. Such a person of seed is truth to truth. Use that grace to the 401 in Roman going to my place. That is true. These lost the decoration for the room and going to my point out of the Orisha Bougie. I'm grateful I see my truth. Grateful yesterday, I see the truth. Or to a red tag, we're very grateful. I shit. Awa dupe, awa bure, awa dupe, awa bure, adupe, anawa bure to never, Olodumare. Àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrẹ́, àwa dúpẹ́ àwa bùrẹ́, àdúpẹ́ àwa bùrẹ́ tó nẹ́bọ̀ ọ̀rí àní. Àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrẹ́, àwa dúpẹ́ àwa bùrẹ́. Adupe anawa ogure to nebo irumole awa dupe awa bure awa bure adupe anawa ogure to nebo legulo isha. Ifa, we thank you. We ask for your forgiveness. We thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We ask you to forgive us for anything that we may have done wrong or incorrect, any taboos we might have broken. It also a tutu pounded yam without soup can be very difficult to consume. Use the declaration for the child dog venerable. He was full of bad character, bad attitude, had prevented him from institute by so many. Now it comes to solicit on behalf of the tutu, comes to beg on behalf of the tutu. How many children does Ifa have? And he will cast one out. Those who beg on behalf of the tutu. Share. Ogbelara, Ifa, we ask that you will continue to ward off all death, ward off all sickness, ward off cases and controversy, ward off fights, litigation, lawsuits, outright fights, ward off witchcraft, negative energy, evil, danger, ward it off from us. Bring forth to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory, and all the things of life. Ogbelara, Arumla said it's time to sleep. I echoed it's time to sleep. When the day dawned, I met Arumla in the 16th room, where he covered his head with a flowing gown full of rice. He was wearing a dress full of blood stains. He smelled heavily. They told him that delegate from his flashlight. Arumla inquired about what the delegate brought. They told him they brought 2 rats with some money, 2 fish graceful swimming, 2 birds swift in flight, and 2 goats with big rivers. Arumla said that's not enough. I admit my ignorance. He's educated me. Mutuna Karaba. I have myself in bosom to buy. Mutuna Karaba. It all can last way to be Sagbajan. It all can last way to be Sagbajan. Riches to the children. You are the leaders, we are the followers. These are the ones who show the followers wisdom. Orumla told them to get alligator pepper, to get colonna, to get bitter corn, to get alcohol. The copper got the alligator pepper, he got the colonna, got the bitter corn, and he got alcohol. That is right. It's now that he's fully awake. Orumila, when you're fully awake, please look at me with eyes of compassion. It is with eyes of compassion that we saw you look at the stars below. Orumila, when you are fully awake, please look at me with eyes of help one to secure great wealth is such that eyes of heaven stars you can look at the stars below. Orumila, when you are fully awake, please look at the eyes of help one to secure a good spouse is such that eyes my spouse should use and look at me with. Orumila, when you are fully awake, please look at me with eyes of help one to bear many children in such good eyes a child should use and look at a well-decorated play. Before long, once you join us in the midst of all Iran last. If I ask that you would continue to ward off death, ward off sickness, ward off cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses in our fights, ward off witchcraft and negative energy from us. Bring forth to us all good things of life. If we ask that you would continue to come to our rescue. Move my ego out of the way so that we can hear words from Ifa, words from Allah Dumari. Emma kamemene ama, ma kamemene ano, Emma kamemene adelokun, etamole tori Ifa lonini, ebora timpanini, enibanami, awon ati Ifa lelejo. Ifa, come to our support, come to our rescue. Ifa, those who need spouse, help them to have spouse. Those who want children, help them to have children. Those who need healing, bring healing. Those who desire joy, bring joy. Support us. Share in the name of Oshetua. Tiny of the feet of the stripe of a command is not big enough to use his head here. Had it been enough to use his head, I would have taken it home and drawn my head with it. These are decorations to Aruela. We're going to switch on the ship with Jebuda. We're going to look against them pay money. We're going to make rich. We're going to with respect in the Jebulan. Osherola, that good I will. Oshetua. The abstract sharp against the tree, Kasi for Rumla. When he used TV by not share from a little man. If no one to realty, surely be wealthy. I can't get anybody and the mouth of an ones I see by not share, the mouth of an owl. No church of victory, surely victory. I can't get anybody the mouth of ones I see by not share, the mouth of an owl. If no church have all good things in life, you surely have all good things in life. I can't get anybody and the mouth of ones I see by not share, the mouth of an owl. Talk essay, maybe so, surely shall it be. Àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi ò àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi. Gbogbo tí mo bá màmá wí o, ìlú mọ̀lẹ́ ó bà. Ifá ó bà o, àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi. Bí mo dúró, tí mo ṣúrẹ́. Bí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀, tí mo ṣúrẹ́. Bí mo kúnlẹ̀, tí mo ṣúrẹ́. Bí mo jókòó, tí mo Shure, ireti mosu oriti bo. Oriani larure yani o. Oriani larure yani. Mojula mi fawa mori. Oriani larure yani. Bobrecha su. Iva obalo. Antibachaju, Iva Oba Lorun, Oshe Aru Ila Ifatibo. Olodumare and the divinity, we ask that you would come support us. Ward off all death, ward off all sickness, cases, controversy, wars and fights, ward off all evil and danger from us. Bring forth to us long life. Give us good spouse, good children, peace of mind, joy, healing. Give us victory. Help us to be able to find follow and fulfill our destiny. Ashe, Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Agboato. Once again, this is Oluwafakola Devininka Ifa Temple. I welcome you, Ekabo, and good morning, Ekaro, on this wonderful Sunday. We thank you all for joining us. Today, I want to bring a very unique sermon entitled Amazing Grace or Amazing Genes. So before we begin, I want folks to like and share, and also please let us know where you are from. Since today's sermon is filmed earlier, I won't be giving shout outs, but please participate, shout yourself out, and shout us out, and like and share. If you like the things that we're doing, if you like the things that we're saying, please share it with folks who need inspiration, who want to learn more about what Ifa is, what African tradition is, African spirituality, African culture in America is, and what it can look like. If they're looking for that, please share it with them. So let us begin. Amazing grace or amazing genes. So I want to start this sermon off telling folks a couple of things. I got a couple of disclaimers. First, today I want to talk to certain people. This sermon is for everybody, but I'm speaking to specific folks today. Also, along with speaking to specific people, I want to say that this particular sermon today is for those folks who didn't grow up with both parents in the house. This is for folks whose parents may have divorced. This is for folks whose parents might have left. This is for those people who did not grow up with a silver spoon in their mouth. This is for people who were counted out because of their past. This is for folks who were strung out on drugs, strung out on crack. They used to be in prison. This is for the woman who has multiple children by multiple men, and folks wrote you off. Folks talked about you when you were younger, and they said that you would never make it, but you are here today. The world may have counted you out. This is for the brother close to his third strike, yet he started a legit business. And even though he's a convicted felon, this is for the alcoholic with only 3 days sober. And the grace of God is encouraging you to press on. But if it was not for the grace, where would we be? If not for the grace of Olodumare, where would we be? Ogunda Bede says, the alligator is the awo of the farmland. Cast Ifa for Oyin for honey. The child of Olodumare, Adomomo, the child of Olodumare. There is nothing sweet that will not end. It is only the grace of Ifa. There's nothing delicious that will not end. It is only the grace of God. Just that right there for y'all. That is a sermon in and of itself. There's nothing sweet that will not end. It is only the grace of Ifa. It is only the grace of Olodumare. In this Ifa verse, it says so much. The grace of Olodumare is described as sweetness, a sweetness that will not end. So when you think about this, I want us to look at the context and the image of honey. Natural honey that is properly stored never gets old. Because it's low in moisture and the level of acidity, it naturally prevents bacteria growth and microorganisms. Some even say that honey that was 1,000 years old was found in the Egyptian tombs. Honey bears the characteristics of the grace of Olodumare. It is sweet. It is sweet. It is sweet, and it lasts a long time. Olodumare's grace is never ending. In the Odu Ifa Ogunda Owanri, Ifa says, Koroko. He was our advised to cast Ifa for the inhabitants of Oroko wilderness when they were lamenting their inability to receive the blessings of free gifts. They were advised to offer Abo. They complied. What blessings are we going to receive in the land tomorrow? It is the gift of free grace. That is what we are going to receive in the land tomorrow. In this Ifa, grace is defined as a free gift, a gift that comes seemingly without anyone earning it. It comes as if out of the clear blue. Grace is something that the receiver did very little, if anything, to attain. So let's look at the American English definition of what grace is. In the context of God's grace. God's grace is characterized by many as receiving favor or a blessing from Olodumare God that is seemingly undeserved, or it is virtually unexplainable, a miracle or a blessing of some sort. It is Olodumare's benevolence that is undeserved. That is the essence of the American definition of what grace is. So let's think about this. Have you ever wondered why you were so blessed? When you didn't have all the money to make the abo and you gave what you had. You had to cut some corners, but you gave what you had. Might not have had the right stuff, but it worked anyway. You were blessed regardless. That's grace. That is grace. You ever been in a bad relationship and bad relationship after bad relationship, and at the last moment when you think you're about to give up, when you are ready to hang it up and be alone, you meet your true love, the love of your life. And that was 5, maybe 10, maybe 20 years ago, and you all are happy together ever since. That's grace. That is grace. We forget that part of the nature of Olodumare. We forget that part of the Irumole, that grace, that mercy. When have you heard a Babalawo discuss how merciful Ifa is? We need to talk more about the mercy of Olodumare, the grace of Olodumare, because we need it. Olodumare is the owner and the author of grace and the bestower of mercy. In the Odu Ifa, Ogbe Wayin, Ogbe Iwori Ifa says, if you are denied your rightful share, do not let it perturb you at all. Whatever an owl consumes, it will never be scarce at the feet of Ifa. This was the declaration to Yodumbe, it shall be sweet in the end. The first child of Ewuro, bitter leaf, when in the midst of misery and want, he was advised to offer Ebo. He complied. By the special grace of Olodumare, my matter shall be sweet in the end. By the special grace of my Ori, my matter shall be sweet in the end. By the special grace of Ifa, my condition shall be sweet and better in the end. Before long, not too far. Join us in the midst of victory. This is so powerful. When we think of the name Udumbeyin, it basically means it will be sweet in the end. It'll be sweet after. So When we think of this verse, the story is that Yodon Braying believed that his life was going in a totally incorrect direction. Everyone he knew was succeeding, but he, on the other hand, saw little to no success in his life. He was initiated to Ifa for over 15 years. He had been studying Ifa for over 10. He had nothing to show for his study, his initiation, his dedication. He was dedicated. He was hardworking. He was honest, but he was still poor. He was lonely and he was childless. He was not a person who cheated. He wasn't a liar, nor did he do anything that was bad or embellish. He was straightforward as a person, as an awo, but he had nothing to show for his good deeds. He himself was being cheated. He himself was being denied of his own rights. He even felt that this work that I am doing, what I am receiving is a curse. He thought it was witchcraft. Then he thought he had chosen a bad destiny before coming to earth. And these things led him to go and cast Ifa. He asked, why is it that I have not received my rightful share, even though I am dedicated, honest, humble, truthful, benevolent? Why am I the object of the attacks of witches and wizards and evil things? And the Babalao told you, Dungayi, that his situation was tough at this moment in time, but it would turn out to be much better in the end. His tears would eventually give way to success. He told him that his life was like that of Iwuro bitter leaf. So, those of you who know about bitter leaf, you know that when you taste it, initially it's bitter. And then it eventually, the aftertaste becomes a little sweet. So, after you've digested the bitter leaf, it becomes somewhat sweet tasting. It becomes sweet in the end. Bitter leaf is such a powerful plant. It benefits the liver, it benefits the kidneys, it even benefits the lungs. It does so many things from healing um, COVID to supporting a person with a prostate cancer issue. Bitter leaf is broad in its scope of what it helps an individual to do. But the most interesting thing is that it's really, really bitter, and then it becomes very sweet. It is a metaphor for life. This is a metaphor for waiting on the grace of Olodumare. The Babalao told Yudum Beyin things are better at this point, but it will soon turn into sweetness. Yudum Beyin was told to make a soup out of bitter leaf and then offer ebo. Consume the soup and maintain his patience, maintain his faith, and maintain his hope. The Babalao told him that he needed to know that no one was trying to do him in. Nor did he choose a bad destiny. He chose a great destiny. It just was taking its time to manifest. So initially, things didn't change. But as Yodun Bayin maintained his faith, his hope, his patience, his life gently transformed. Those who supported him defended him against those who were cheating him and taking his money. And shortly after that, he found a good spouse. And they had children. He assessed his life later and analyzed, man, where I was 2 years ago is not where I am now. It is but for the grace of God. It is only for the grace of Ifa. It is only for the grace of my own Ori that I got here. It was bitter, and now all of a sudden it's sweet. I have these sweet things in my life. Ifa is saying here, sometimes it is necessary to wait on the grace. Sometimes the grace takes time to come, but I want people to type in the chat, it's coming. It's coming. Grace is coming. God's grace is coming. And in terms of that, this grace, this mercy is an aspect that some people might even call it luck. Oh, you were lucky. But does this luck really exist? Does that concept really equate to the grace and mercy of Olodumare? As I said earlier, it is seemingly undeserved. It is virtually unexplained, but it is deserved and it is explainable once we look deeper into the story. Excuse me. On the surface level, the world may be wondering why you have such favor. The world may be wondering why you are accorded so much grace. Like, what makes you so special? Anybody ever have folks say, well, what makes you so special? Or have you said, what makes them so special to have such favor? Folks are asking, why are you so lucky? I want us to look at the Roman philosopher Seneca. He says, or they say he says, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. A critical aspect of Olodumare's grace is the aspect of being prepared. There is the need for you to do your due diligence. Like the grace don't just happen. Like opportunities don't just knock on your door without you being ready to open it, ready to receive it. In the verse of Erete Otra, Ifa says, Ire in the front, happiness in the rear. These were the declarations of Ifa to the mother of Olukoshe and to the mother of Okin. Both were the wives of the Olofin. They were advised to offer Ebo to have success with their children. Only Okin's mother complied. Oju da Ojuro, they were the ones who cast Ifa for Okin, the younger sibling of Olokoshe. When Olokoshe was to send Okin on a very difficult mission, he was advised to offer Ebo. He complied. It is very painful. It is quite regrettable. We have installed Okin as the next Oba. One's mother is the architect of one's prosperity. Okin's mother offered Ebo, and Okin became prosperous. One's mother is indeed the architect of one's prosperity. Conversely, one's mother is the architect of one's wretchedness. Olokoshe's mother failed to offer Ebo, and Olokoshe became wretched. One's mother is indeed the architect of one's wretchedness. This is such a powerful story on the grace of Olodumare. Because when we talk of the topic at hand, is it amazing grace or is it amazing genes? Genes determine your endowments, your special gifts. Your genes, in many aspects, can be your potential and your destiny. But In this situation, one's genes only remained potential. One's destiny only remained potential. And the one who worked is the one who is accorded with the grace. So the mother of Olokoshe and the mother of Okin, they were both wives of the Olofin. Olokoshe was the natural heir to the throne because he was the firstborn son of the Olofin. And he was born to his first wife, the actual queen. Okin's mother was born to what people would say would be the lesser queen or the second wife. So both of them went for Ifa consultation. They were both advised to offer Ebo, and they were both advised and told to be raising good children. And when I say raising good children, they needed to be raising these children with discipline, raising these youths with the ability to do hard work, raising these children with boundaries. And Olokoshe's mother, she didn't offer any Ebo. She didn't change anything. She felt, well, since my son is the first son of the king by genetics, by natural design, by his destiny, it is his right to be the king. So I don't have to offer any Ebo to make him what he is already bestowed with by birth. I'm going to take a pause right there. Just think about that. She would not offer Ebo because it was her son's birthright. Legally, lawfully, spiritually endowed, everything, genetics. That was Olokoshe's mission. That was his destiny from heaven to be the king. You are the son of the king, the first son of the king, so you are going to be that. So Olokoshe's mother did nothing. Because why? My son will be the king. Okin's mother, on the other hand, she offered Ebo. She raised Okin with much discipline. She raised him with the ability to think well, to reason well, to respect elders. He had boundaries. Okin woke up early in the morning. Matter of fact, Okin woke up probably around 5 a.m. every day, fetching water, making up the bed, doing chores. He carried himself as if he were a king. Olokoshe, on the other hand, stayed in bed till the middle of the day, every day. So he couldn't wake up until it was 12 in the afternoon. He sat and played games all day. He was very lazy. He was very stubborn. Any elder told him anything, Olokoshe would be like, what do you have to say to me? I'm going to be king one day. You are my subject. He was this kind of youth. And one day, the Olofin died. Their father died. And the kingmakers knew that Olokoshe was the shoe-in. He was destined to be the next king. That could not be contested. It could not be challenged. Nothing. So what did they do? They mentioned to Olokoshe, look, you are needed in the forest for us to make you a king. You will be initiated and coronated and be the king. We are the ones who do this. We will perform this sacred rite and ritual because it is your right to have this ritual. So they told Olokoshe this, and they mentioned to him, look, you have to wake up. You've got to be up before the crack of dawn. That is the only way, because once you do this, uh, you will be the king. So they told him what he needed to do. They said, look, you got to wake up very early and be in the forest. And Olokoshe, he tried. He was practicing. He was practicing very hard so that he could wake up. And he just couldn't wake up at 4 a.m. He couldn't wake up at the crack of dawn. Every day he would stay up late, and he just devised the plan. Well, you know what? I'm going to ask my little brother, Okin. I'm going to ask him, go into the forest and get what they were going to give me, and you give it to me. You go get the ashe, and you come bring it to me. That's all I need you to do. Just do this errand, run this errand, because I can't wake up early in the morning. So I need you to wake up for me. Go get whatever they're going to give me, the crown. You come back, you give it to me. So as Olukoshe did this, Okin, he went for Ifa consultation. When he went for Ifa consultation, he went to Ojuda and Ojuro, the Babalawo. They told him what he needed to do. They said, wake up early in the morning and also offer this ebo. And Okin followed the advices of the Babalawo. Since he had already been working hard, he had already been waking up. He had already been doing what he needed to do beforehand. It was very easy for him to wake up at 4 a.m. He wakes up at 5 anyway. So what's an hour earlier? Okin woke up and he thought he was going to receive things to give to his brother. He goes into the forest, and unbeknownst to him, the kingmakers were surprised. And they were like, you're not Olukoshe. No, I'm Okin. And at that moment, the chiefs had to make a plan or improvise their plan. They realized that no one could come back there into that space, into that setting, and not come out a king. But this youth was not the one that they told to come back there. He was on time, right on time. And he couldn't leave there without changing. So the kingmakers devised their plan. And they said, well, Okin is the son of the Olofin. He is the second son. The first son didn't come. He sent this one. So, in essence, this young man should be our next king. They declared Okin to be the new king. And as that occurred, Olokoshe and his mother, they felt slighted and hurt. But when we think of this, Okin becomes the king. When he becomes that king, no one knows that actual backstory. What makes Okin so lucky is as if he stole a destiny from somebody else. No, he didn't. Someone else gave their destiny to him. And we know that when one chooses their destiny, there are aspects of the destiny that can be changed. So when we talk of genetics, do you want to just be endowed with great things? Or do you want to have the potential and also the grace and the favor of Olodumare to actually manifest those things? I would rather God's grace. I would rather grace than genes. When we think of O'Keen, his preparedness met opportunity, and it looked like luck. It looked like a favor. It looked like a miracle. Yet he was always ready to be the king. He was born into a situation where he was raised to be the next king. If you don't know my life, grace and mercy look like genetics. If you don't know my life, grace and mercy, God's grace, God's hand in my life, in your life, it looks like it was your destiny. Some of us are walking around with a destiny that is ours, but it was graced upon us. Just ponder that. Just take that in. Some of us are walking around with a destiny that was grace given. Sometimes it looks like all these blessings we're destined for a person. Perhaps it was. But what if Olodumare has a plan for me? The Irumole have a plan for me. Grace and mercy will make the underdog look like it was their destiny all along. I love my good destiny. Love your good destiny. Embrace the endowments of your genetics. But without preparedness, that puts one in the favor of Olodumare. And the mercy of Olodumare, we are nothing. Without the favor and the mercy, we're nothing. Without doing that which is correct to be in the favor, we can never attain our destiny. In the Odu Ifa Ogbeyonu, Ifa says, my character, I respect you. Please do not spoil my destiny. I say, let my actions be in alignment with the Irumole for my life. Let my actions be in alignment. Do not allow my traumatized view of the world, of reality, to affect the full and total actualization of what you have for my destiny. That's why I say, move my ego out of the way so that the grace of Olodumare will be displayed. Move our egos. Move all the mess out the way so we can manifest you, Olodumare. So we can manifest you, Ifa. We can manifest you, Eshu. We can manifest you, Oshun. We can manifest you, Irumole. Move us out of the way so that we can feel and be in the grace of Almighty. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I pray that this sermon was something that affected us in a really, really positive and enlightening way. I want to send a shout out to everyone out there. Also, a couple of announcements. We're doing an Atefa this July. So around the time of July 19th, if those of you who are interested, we have a pre-initiation class that's going. This is a class that the main basis for this class is to prepare people for the process of being initiated, to tell you these are the do's, these are the don'ts, these are the things you need to be aware of as you embark on this journey. So those of you who are interested, seriously interested, let me know, and we will make it happen. But as I said before, it's happening here. Erinmi Oluwo Agbola is coming, and he's going to be supporting us with that. So please tap in, Tap in. That's one. Two, we've cast Itarogun Odu. The Itarogun Odu has been cast, and we will be offering we'll be offering the Ebo this week. So everything should be in place for yeah, everything should be in place for the Ebo. And if you would like to make any contributions, you can make contributions at the ticker below. Everything is below there. All the information, um, everything is there. So if you like, you can make your contribution for Itarogun. The Odu that we received was Oyeku Batuye, Oyeku Otur. It came in the Ire, I believe, of um, Ire of Ajay, I believe. If not, I know that it came in Ire. So those of you who are interested, you can go back and check it. We'll be offering the Ebo very soon. Also, I want to get some folks together because we will be offering Ebo for Erosun Sara, the Odu of the year. So we'll be doing that and just kind of collecting money periodically. We'll be doing it. Some things will be done in Nigeria, some things will be done out here. So um, that will be happening, I believe, later this month. But I will keep everyone posted so that we can gather the money so that we can have the blessings for this year. So with that, I thank you. And also, those of you who would like the things that we're doing, please donate, please like, please share. Do all of these wonderful things so that you can help this ministry, this aspect of IFA to grow and expand. And we thank you so much. I want to end with prayer. Olodumare, we thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We thank you for grace. We thank you for mercy. Help us to continue to acknowledge this grace, this mercy in the development of our lives. Help us to be empowered to live, find, follow, and fulfill our destinies. Support us throughout this coming week, empower us, and help us to live a grace-filled, mercy-filled, elevated life. Aboru, aboye, aboshishe, aboato. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you